Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. Taylor want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. A nigga out like an outbreak. Chopper start, send me the house shake. Nigga sweeter than a pound case. Eyes on your chin, better watch what your mouth say. Lean with the footballs, got a nigga tripping. Fuck it, nigga keep sipping. AK with the beam on it. Clip sold on like a lean on it. My nigga like behind ball. Move 100 pounds for a lawyer, beat the charge. Jack down, and it play muscle. If a nigga try to rob, fucking hit him with them. Word on the street, I'm a suspect. Hanging with the killers in the projects. They don't want a barrel, keep quiet. Catch a nigga slipping from behind. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. OG Bobby Johnson. 100 bands on your head, get the job done. Throw it up, nigga, where you from? Whole hood hot, cause your nigga hitting licks. Ain't made a meal yet, but he still nigga rich. Stick on my, stick on my, stick on. How you want it, nigga? Full of the city. Looking for the cash, searching for the bag. Young nigga wildin', throwing up flag. Shooters on the roof with a scope. Money make gon' treat you like the Pope. Keep me in the post.
Hey, who is here? Hello, hello, hello. Let me know that you can hear me. Let me speak into the microphone. What is going on? My good Ariel under the sea people? What is going on? Let me see who's here. If you're here, thank you. Hit the like button. Come through, 21 people. Say what's up. Don't be shy. Don't sit there. How are you guys doing? Let me see. Oh man, they're complaining because she's a black mermaid, and apparently they can only be white. Oh, we know that's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. No, don't make me F you, white you. That's a lie. Hello, Indigo Kid. Let's see. Oh, I'm so ready for this. Thank you. Me too. Me too. Me too. I'm excited to talk about the movie. Let's see. The hate for this movie infuriates me. The film was excellent, and all the babies in the theater loved it. You have grown ass white men complaining, and it's quite disturbing. It is. It is. It is. Let's see. Thank God. Hello. Hello. How you doing? Let's see. Thank God I didn't miss this review. My butt got mixed up on the time. You know, it's okay because you here and you are on time and you are one of the 32 people in the house. What's good? Let's see. I'm waiting just in time. Yes, you guys are super on time. Hey, Nicole. See, hello, hello, hello. Thank you guys so much. Hello, hello. Hi. See a bunch of day ones up in here. What's up, y'all? What's up? Oh my goodness. So y'all, let's see. That siren had me thinking the cops are after me, right? I need to get that off of there. That was put there accidentally. I'm gonna edit that off as soon as I get off of here. I keep forgetting. Hello, thank you so much for being here. Right? So like I can't even say we should be surprised by the backlash. I was like a part of the crew that did not care to see this film at all. Like, it's not that I didn't want to support, Halle Bailey or support Disney live action remakes have never been where it's at. Little Mermaid was never that girl for me. I was a Hercules girl. It was all about Hercules and it was all about the Lion King. I never if it was any type of princess at all, it may have been like a Sleeping Beauty situation or Cinderella, but I just never dug like the Little Mermaid that much, so I could give or take this movie. I had no standards going in watching this movie. Watching it, I was like, oh, this is good. This is surprisingly well made. I'm interested. Was it perfect? Absolutely not. I will get into my negatives and what I really didn't desire with this movie. But overall, this is ultimately I'll say maybe The Jungle Book. That one was cool. But this is low-key the most consistent, the bar is in hell for Disney live action. Let's just start there. The bar is low. But with that being said, this is the best one. This is the best one, and I absolutely did not expect it to be oh. Hey B, hey B, thank you so much for those thumbs up. Y'all hit that like button. Thank you so much, B, for them last $2. Thank you, B. You know I love you. You know I love you. Y'all go check out B. I think B just went live and talked about the Little Mermaid also. So if you did not see that, make sure you go check in on that as well. Let's see. I'm gonna see it this weekend. Hopefully. Please do. Like, I was so surprised. Okay, it says, okay, so I like the colorblind casting. I honestly feel like she would have been the best due to her singing ability. Like, I was really surprised at the fact that it was more than the songs. Like, the movie was like consistent in a whole lot of ways. I liked a lot of things. I didn't like a couple of things, but it wasn't as harsh as everybody was making it seem. I just recently, not too long ago, saw the film. I didn't rush to the theaters or anything. Like as soon as it was released, but I seriously, if you go off of the reviews and what's being said, it's like this is the worst Disney movie yet, and I'm like, where? Well, we gonna have to get into it. It's okay. Feeling the colors today. Thank you. I was trying to give under the sea. I really was. Thank you so much. The bar is in hell. The bar is in hell. Like, I have no desire for anybody's Disney live action, anybody's Marvel. I just could care less. But the movie was actually good. Let's see, the underwater sequences, scenes are amazing. All right. Your eyeshadow is giving up. Right. Did you see? You see what y'all did there? You see that? You see that? Like, get into it. You see that? Yes. Thank you, Nicole. Thank you. Let's see. Boo. I mean, like ultimately boo. But let's see. The reviews are bad because it's kind of not good. Like, all right, Frank. I mean, okay, we're just gonna get into it, and I'm gonna get into what I thought about it, what I liked, and what I didn't really like so much. But just know that I may be a little biased because I was a Hercules girl. Now, if they try to touch Hercules, then we can talk. But the Little Mermaid was never that thing for me. The most things that I loved and was, memorable about the Little Mermaid for me, it was not Ariel or Eric. It was Sebastian and it was Ursula. That was about it. Mainly Ursula. That's what, tied me to the Little Mermaid at all. Everything else I could really like low key give or take. You know what? Let me just go. Let's get into the slideshow. Let's get into the freaking slideshow. Please hit the like button if you are here. I really would appreciate that. So let me get here and add my girl here, because what y'all not gonna do is play Holly. Like, what we're not gonna do is that. I was like so in love with her performance here. Like, I had zero expectations. Like, I knew she could act. I was familiar with her as far as, I think Grownish. And, but you could only do so much with the role there. It's a whole different thing to be a Disney princess and convey what you need to convey to make us believe that you are that girl. I was fully believing it. Like, she did so wonderful. I was so proud. Like, I can't even fathom it, because where I said, if it was a Disney princess that I loved and I flocked to, it was Cinderella. I love the Cinderella everything. The most, like, I love here that we have the OG actress who voiced Ariel supporting her here. What I love the most as far as Cinderella was when we got the whole Brandy situation and, Whitney in the Cinderella there from 1997. This was giving me that. Because, child, when you mentioned colorblind casting and stuff like that, I was like, yeah. Then the trailer didn't really do the best job at just getting you into the movie. The most thing that was saving this movie and really keeping people entranced was her singing "Part of Your World" in, the trailer, and the little inklings that we got to how beautiful her performance was going to be and how great her voice was. I love this picture here of Jodie, and it's like, yes, girl, you did a good job. Like, didn't I? I did do a good job. She really did. But the trailer did not do the movie anybody's justice. Like, she like perfectly bodied what it is to be a Disney princess. Like, not even a Disney princess, but just Ariel in general. Ariel is ambitious, she's rebellious, she's, angelic with her, her voice. She has that coy, shyness about her. Like, I she's, selfless. Like, it was perfect. It was so freaking perfect. And I didn't look at many reviews. Like, to watch this movie and go see reviews that say that her acting was bad or she couldn't act. And if I see one more thing that says, oh, she was just happy to be there, or a review that is gaslighting us as an audience to go, especially us, us, oh, y'all just happy to see one of your own up there. That's why you're giving this movie so much praise. It really isn't good. She really didn't do that good. Lies. Lies. Absolutely lies. I am not one. Y'all know I don't like nothing. I don't care who's in it. If I don't like something, I'm going to say I don't like it and why. And that's just going to be what it is, regardless of who was there. This was not one of those situations. I cannot think of one Disney live action anything outside of Jungle Book. Now I'm going to leave that there, but all of the ones that we have had that was derived from a princess that I care to go back and watch, that I remember anything about the princess. Her performance as Ariel is so memorable and is something that I would like to see again. I wanted to watch this movie again. Like, I'm not I'm not understanding what all the we know what the backlash is for, and we know what it was previously to the movie even coming out, 3 and almost 4 years ago when the movie was even mentioned. Just because she was, black and Ariel can't be black, mermaids can be black, dummy, like read a book. But watching this, I was like, how can you deny her performance even a little bit? Where? Where? What, like, when she sung Part of Your World, like, I melted. I melted so hard. I don't care what anybody says. I am enjoying this version of Part of Your World over the original. That's how good it was. It like, and I was laughing at people because I hadn't seen the movie, and they were like, "Oh, there were portions here that got me emotional. It brought a tear to my eye. I was moved." I was like, "Okay, y'all doing the most." No, I was like, "Girl." I was one of those sappy people sitting there like, out of the sea. I was like, oh my God, this is wish I could be. I was like, oh girl, give her sea legs now because she needs them now. It was so moving to me. The conviction in her voice, like the passion that she has to be a part of something that she sees and she thinks is so amazing. Like, I just want to know Ariel as a character in her storyline, though it may be vague, it's an animation, it's very universal. That you can apply that to anything, just wanting and desiring something that somebody is telling you you can't have. She conveyed that perfectly. Like, it was good. Let me read some comments because they had pissed me off. Like, what was said? I was giving, well, when something popping off and you be like, what was said? I was giving people what was said energy because what are you missing here? What am I seeing that you aren't? Let's see. It's Halle Bailey, House of Pain. What? Is great in the film. Yes, she was, Tony. Let's see. Jody. Yes, Jody was supporting her down. Jody had a cameo in the movie. Child, we gonna get into the side characters. Agreed. Hello, Movie Bay. Movie Bay is here. My girl is over there with all the good reality TV boys and West and baddies, all that good stuff. Go support, go subscribe, and go watch her. Hey, Movie Bay. Let's see. The black mom confused me for a hot second. Like, we gonna get into it because so many people were worried about the colorblind casting and stuff like that. I was like, did you not recognize how much they expanded on this little significant Little Mermaid story? I'm sorry, the Little Mermaid is just not that girl for me. Not as a film, and the writing and just some writing in a story that could soar to be live action and be like, let me see, like something like, I think it was Mulan. There's so much going on there. With Ariel and the Little Mermaid, there isn't a whole lot going on. They expanded on their world so much. Like, hey girl, I'm just talking. I didn't realize you were here. Hello, Myra. Thank you so much for being here. Oh Lord, let's see. This is my movie. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. She did good. The movie didn't. She is definitely the standout. Everything that was perfection to me about the movie mostly involves her. We're not gonna just say like everybody didn't do what they needed to do, and I'm gonna get into those people. But I had to praise her first. People keep calling the king white and he's Latino. Yes, he is Latino. It's freaking adorable. Let's see. No, dear, he's from Spain. That's white. Let's see. The movie was amazing. I saw it twice in 2 days. Yes. What's up, everyone? Hello. Thank you for being here. Come on, 70 people, pull up to the function. Please hit that like button as we dive deeper into the sea. Let's see. I love Halle's performance, but the movie was too long and the pacing wasn't good. We're going to get to that. We're going to get to that because I have some things to say on that also. I'm never going to say that this movie was perfect, but for the bar that live action Disney has set, I don't see how I can't even remember any of those previous live action movies getting this much backlash. Like, and they weren't half as good as this one. But just because it's this one and it's her, we are doubling up on all of the negativity. For what? What was the reason? Stop. The movie was okay. I'm glad I went to support her though. Yeah, it was okay. Let's see. Javier is a European from Spain. He's a white man. I cried all throughout the whole movie, child. Oh, see, I ain't do that. I was just when she sung, I was really touched. Let's see. I cry almost every time I listen to this song. I wasn't a big fan of this song before Halle, but now I'm a big baby. Mess. It's so moving. Let's see. It really is a tearjerker. I couldn't stop crying. Yep, Javier is white. All right, y'all. Javier is white. He's white. He's white with 3 H's. Let's see. I saw it more than twice and got my whole life. Yes, Myra. Oh, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Looking forward to your Patreon. Me too. I am so hyped about it. Like, I was in my body for a minute about the Patreon because I know how some subs can be about Patreons and just wanting to pay for content. And it's not really even about that. If I can be a little freer and find my way via Patreon, we got to do what we got to do. We're going to have another live for just for this. Just for this and announcements, period. Let's see. I hope the Oscars nominate her. Oh, we can only hope. But getting back into my girl, like, she personified all things Disney princess, just period. And this is maybe the one time that I actually believe, because we hear that beat drum forever. Oh, we cast this person because this was the best person for the role. And I hear a lot of people using that also. You can't tell me she wasn't the best person for this role. Like, and I'm gonna tell you why she's the best person for this role. Like, outside of her singing capabilities, her acting capability, especially when she had to convey emotions. I hadn't seen The Little Mermaid in so long. I actually went back to rewatch it after I watched the film because I was like, they pulled a whole lot from this little movie, didn't they? I don't remember none of that. But it really enhanced my experience and expectations with this film because The Little Mermaid, it was cute. But when she has to emote because she can no longer speak, where, why are we making statements like, oh, she can't act, she just looked happy to be there and happy to have an opportunity in a movie? Haters. Like, Mama was doing an excellent job. Like, she looked beautiful. She was just as angelic as her voice, and it matched like this. And you know why? Because this persona that's here, this is who Mama really is. This is who she is. Like, let me make myself little. This is who she is. This is not, so much a costume or a persona that she is putting on. She really is, this angelic, almost ethereal. She has this ethereal voice. Like, this entrancing voice, this warmness to her that shows that she cares. It's not some persona that she's putting on for the movie or it's going to be over after the press run for The Little Mermaid. She's so sweet. If I didn't know any better, I would think she was Princess of Genovia somewhere. She was over there with the princess in the diaries and whatnot, because that's the aura and the energy that she gives off. Like, that's why it fits so well. That's why when she was cast, like, you know what? It's not even a question. Why wouldn't we cast her? It's perfect. Like, how can you see this, see her persona, know anything about her music capabilities, what she's done with her sister, the ungodly hour situation, just follow her, see her interact with people, and not say that she was perfect for this role. She really was. I don't think everybody's gonna go, oh, it was an agenda. They just wanted to put this Black Mermaid out there. You can save the agenda talk, because if the agenda was to have pushback for your film, alienate a certain, population of your audience who just don't want to see it because they may be racist and just don't want to see a Black mermaid or Black princess replace, my white Ariel, hashtag things like that. Disney ain't pushing for that. Disney always trying to get bang for their buck. You can miss me with the agenda talk, because if that's what it was, like, I just don't see that. But this lovely young lady here, you cannot tell me that she did not excel in this role and that she wasn't exceptional and she wasn't everything that we ever wanted Ariel to be. It was absolutely perfect. Suck your mother. Like, I don't care. I absolutely do not care. As you can see, they had me a little heated. Let me read some of these comments before we move on to Prince Eric and the chemistry there that they were having on screen. Let's see. Prince Eric wasn't just Prince Eric this film. I was surprised, y'all. He was not. Like, they expanded on so many aspects of that animation. Like, how y'all gonna be mad? This should be a movie for everyone to enjoy, no matter what her nationality. Absolutely. I don't see why not. I just thought after watching this, I was like, this is like totally undeniable. But then just to see, I don't go and look at a whole lot of reviews, especially if I'm, I wasn't going to talk about it before. So I did see some reviews. They were all bad. Any reviews that I've seen so far, most of them, I'll say, that are positive, we're all the same color. Trash. Absolutely trash. Let's see. I feel like the Caribbean colonization backstory was a hot mess. Oh! This Caribbean don't have no colonies. Let's see. Like, were these characters slaves or what? Chow! Okay. Thank you, 93 people in here. Please hit that like button. That like crossed my mind for all of 2 seconds. I was like, did y'all take them from I cut that off because I was like, you know what? Let me not allow my mind to go there. Why am I going there? I really this is funny. I love this comment. I really chalked it up to more representation. And I thought it was nice the way that they brought in that Caribbean flair. I did not expect that at all. Like, all of these beautiful people, the color palette, all this vibrancy, these dance numbers, like, it was gorgeous. The accents were pushing through. I was like, okay, see, now we know where Sebastian came from. It all makes sense. Haley popping out with her locks. It was working. We're going to get into that hair because they were doing stuff with her hair sometimes. And I was like, get it right. Pick a color, get it together. But it did cross. I would be lying if I didn't say, like, it didn't cross my mind for all of 2 seconds that they were slaves. The thought entered, and then I went, I threw it over there because I'm like, let me not dwell on that. Let's see. You could feel the desperation and the conviction in her voice when she sings that song. The original Ariel does not have that. When Haley sang it, you could feel that she wasn't going to take that any longer. She definitely wasn't. There was so much passion. Every single song was filled with passion from her. Like that desire, that need to be a part of your world. Excellent. It was so freaking excellent. Oh man, you know what I mean? The European colonized. Yes, the European colonies in the Caribbean. Yeah, it was like I was like, you know what? This looks like, a peace and love type situation. Let's hope that these aren't slaves and they weren't captured from somewhere else. The Little Mermaid was never the best Disney movie. I love The Lion King and Tarzan. Come on now, come through. Lion King, Tarzan, Hercules. They're my tops right there. I never now. Granted, Little Mermaid is 1989. I'm 1990, so of course Hercules, Tarzan, those are more of my time, especially when you consider like growing up watching something, putting your tape in the VCR. I'm more of that. But just still going back, just right now, I think 2 days ago, I went to watch the 1989 Little Mermaid, and I was like, oh, still what I thought. Still what I thought. But I think it's a lot of, nostalgia driven conversations. Oh, not My Little Mermaid. Like, not, are you thinking about the film? Are you thinking about the film versus the animation? If you are, then you will know that they expanded and grew this story and gave it a lot more purpose than it had in that cartoon. I'm just saying. Oh man, comprehension is key. Yes, it is. Haley's acting struggled a little bit at the very start, but by the end, she was really in her stride and brilliant. Okay. Let's see. We need a full Ursula movie, a horror film. That would be great. Like we gonna get into my side characters because I have so much to say about Ursula. Hey y'all, hello, welcome. How you doing? Thank you for being here. Let's see. Yes, the movie was too long. We gonna get into that too, child, because that's when that pacing comes in. Like, all right. All right. Let's see. The Caribbean doesn't have any of that. This is not a European colony. There is no Europe in The Little Mermaid. Let's see. Jamaica was a Spanish colony. Oh, y'all getting into it today. Not True Struggle. Mulan. No, I didn't say Mulan was good. I'm saying I'm never gonna say that. Mulan, whack. No, Mulan was not good. Jungle Book was not that bad. Peter Pan and Wendy, they can take that wherever they dropped it. The Jungle Book was. That's what I'm saying. We can't even get into whack, wiggity whack because the bar is really low for, they're just not good as a whole. But you're not going to tell me that this is Mulan and Peter Pan and Wendy. It's not. Let's see. It was then and still is in English. Oh, see, y'all going to history class in these comments. Let's see. Haley's hair in the film. Where? Her locks. What? What? Because Kim down at Lock and Jail could have did that for a quick 200. What you talking about? All right. Oh, Lord. See, y'all really going to class in here. All the Caribbean islands. You know what? I'm going to scroll on down. Yes, laugh, girl. It was Spanish first. Y'all are really going in here. Let's see. I knew she was the best person for the role as soon as they announced her. Never doubted it. I argue everybody down. I feel so vindicated. Yes, please do. Let's see. I'm all for more Black princesses. I prefer come through with the comment should like. That's the main reason why I didn't go up for this film. Not my bias for not really being the biggest fan of Little Mermaid. I want my own original Black princess. Like, give us something new. We are tired of the remakes. We are tired of the live action remakes. Give us something new that is our own so that we don't have to repurpose anybody's Ariel. But we still gonna praise praise her for her great performance here. Exactly, Tyra. They specifically reached out to her to audition for this role way back in like 2018 or 19, just for her voice alone. Like, stop playing. Stop playing with her. Y'all ain't gonna do her. Yeah, absolutely not. Y'all arguing about fictional islands of a movie, but it's based on a fake nap. It's a fictionalized version of Earth. Hello, her real reviews. Go check out her channel. I believe her real reviews did a review for this also. Go and check her out and support her. Welcome to the chat. Y'all, please hit that like button. Halle is literally a princess, and that she is. All right, y'all, let's move on. I can't stay here forever. Y'all in these comments is taking me out. But bottom line, my girl did a wonderful job, and I'm proud. I'm so proud of her. She's so young, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from her. I see that she is going to be, it's just remake city, revamp city. The color purple situation. She is going to be in the color purple as Nettie. That will be coming out, I think Christmas. I will be checking her out in that. Am I interested in yet another revamp? I'm not, but via the cast and who's all there, I will definitely be watching it. Kudos to Halle. You did wonderful. Let's move on to Eric. Let's move on to Eric. Hold on. I just want to put this up here for all you nostalgia people. Even getting into Eric, I have to just get into what they were able to do with this story. They expanded on this Little Mermaid universe so much. Like, this is cool. This is great. The animation is beautiful, and I believe that this is what, revamped Disney back when it was on the downslide and we wasn't about to get no more nothing because production was low, cost was high, animation does not sell. This was, that pick me up for Disney. They expanded on this so much. Like, I can't. How can you watch this if you have not went back to watch the OG or Little Mermaid? Please go back and watch it. It gave me so much more perspective on this new one because I had not watched this. I didn't feel the need to. This is not one that I go back to, but I was like, wow, y'all really did the thing. Angela Bassett did the thing. They did the thing. They absolutely did the thing with this film. Like, even just getting here into Ariel, they gave Ariel so much growth. In this cartoon, she has, that desire and, the thingamabobs and, her gauntlet and, collecting things and just being really curious, and that desire and that need for her to be a part of, get her sea legs and whatnot. And a part of that was also just her being a rebellious teen and just being smitten with Eric just because she thought he was handsome. In the movie, they gave Eric as well as Ariel so much purpose, so much drive for them to have so much in common from them both having one single parent. Eric low-key having his own little gauntlet in the castle of things that he's collecting. That need for them to be rebellious and, do what they want to do and follow their own needs and desire outside of what their parents are saying. And, the demand from others to be a certain way. Her just not even, falling for just Eric because, I just like the way he looks. She will, like, no. I like Eric because he is a kindred spirit. I believe in their relationship so much. Here, none of that is here. Eric is literally a body. Eric is literally a body in the movie. He's a man with a face on a ship, and it's like, oh, look at that. I want to be a part of your world. That's about it. That is about it. So you cannot tell me that they did not expand, child. Getting into Eric, like Jonah King did a great job to me. I really believed him as Eric. Like, now I'm not gonna say that Halle wasn't carrying it, but they had such great chemistry on screen. Really great. I have seen the little live action Disney, like, they're so forgettable. I couldn't think of one live action princess situation and remember any plots, any relationship, the man that was you can't tell me. This is something that I'm going to remember because their chemistry was so strong. It was so good. I had a reason to root for their relationship, want them to be together. Eric had a whole plot and storyline of his own. In the animation, Eric is simply, I think, running around with Grisby. There are no parents in sight. You don't know any of his wants, needs, desires, anything about him. He's just merely, a handsome prince. Here, argue with your mama. Eric was so many things, and it was something that I didn't know I needed. I never knew that I needed any backstory from Eric, but them giving us that made their union and her desire to be a part of your world that much more believable, because they had so many common interests. Like I loved it. Like there were a few choices that I'm going to get to that I was just like, did we really need that? But this was not one of them. Eric's mother being my color did not bother me. And the fact that they didn't just go off into like colorblind casting world, like, yeah, we ain't got time for y'all. We just gonna tell y'all that Eric was adopted. Eric was adopted, which I am okay with, but that was such a minuscule thing in the grand scheme of the story. We're here for Ariel and Eric. I wanted so much more time with Ariel and Eric because the chemistry was like this, son. Like it was absolutely giving me this whole situation here. And I was like, oh, let me blow my people up because I think y'all forgot. And I am just out of it that a lot of people have forgotten about this. Did y'all forget about this? Who forgot about this? Like, who said that? Who forgot about this? I remember watching this because people have to remember that this movie is for children. I remember watching this growing up. I didn't care about nobody's color. I was happy to see Whitney Houston and see Brandy, and I thought the princess was fine. Like, I was happy to see Whoopi. I was happy to see everyone. And bottom line, the movie was good. Now, is Little Mermaid as good as this? Absolutely not. This is the GOAT. But this, it was a joy. It brought me back to being a child and the feelings that I had when this movie came out and how many times I watched it and how I had never seen anything like it. And you had all of this diverse representation and so many. I was like, okay, this is the stepmother, but she's this color and but it made sense. And, at a certain age, you're not, putting those dots and trying to figure out anybody's like, no, you were just happy. I was so happy to see Brandy. I was so happy to see Brandy. And I think that's why it made me so emotional because you can see that, other little girls, like I was one of those people who was looking at those little TikToks. Like, oh my God, mommy, she looks like me. I was like, oh, if they don't shut up, they better get out of here, spreading this cheese on my cracker. But I had to see it to just really reflect on what it means to really see somebody who looks like you. This Brandy here was everything. I swear was everything. And it made me appreciate this movie so much more. And it reminded me of this 1997 Cinderella so much that you do get a little emotional and you do get a little moved, okay? I just wanted to say that. Lord, let us live. Let me read some of these comments before I get back into their chemistry because it was everything. Oh, Lord. Let's see. It was barely enjoyable. Oh, my goodness. Side note, so close to 20K. Right on the money. Y'all got to hit that like button so we can get there. Oh, Lord. We finna get into that song. Like, oh my God, I'm trying to read these freaking comments. Y'all, I got so much to say. We got to come back. But just getting into freaking Eric. I was like, Eric was nice. I really liked their chemistry. I loved Eric the most when they were together, of course, because it was just nice. But I also like the relationship that he has with Grimsby. I love his rebellious spirit. I love that, I don't want to be trapped in, the castle and being the king and the whatever. And I want to be a part of the people. I want to, hit the ground running. I want to make a change. I want to make a difference. I need to be out there and not be sheltered. They added so many layers to Eric, and just that, along with the chemistry that he shared with her, I was sold. I was absolutely sold, and I loved it. Now, child, we get into Eric's song. Of course, we do have 3 new songs here, I think. We have what is it? Of course, Ariel's song. Oh, let me blow myself up for this. Let me blow myself up for this, because Ariel's new song, The Edition, I can't even remember. I think it's called For the First Time, when she first gets her sea legs and she is, being washed, and I hope it wasn't by the slaves. She's, pulled to shore and she's singing. Such a great addition. Such a great addition. It is so hard now to, we're going to get into that, because it was some things, with the older songs, an older song that needed to have some flavor and it didn't. And I was like, all right. Loved Ariel's song. Loved Ariel's new song. Halle sung it beautifully. It reminded me of Tangle. Y'all know I'm theatrical. Like, it was giving me this. And I haven't stopped listening to it since I heard it in the movie. It is the song that I go to most often on the soundtrack, along with Part of Your World. It was such a great addition. Getting into Eric's song. Why you yelling at me, Eric? They should have worked on Eric's song a little bit longer. I love that they gave him one, but when he sang it, not that he had a bad voice or anything, but just the tempo and the flow of the song, I just was like, it's like, come find me. I was like, why are you yelling? Why are you yelling? I love, that equally shared desire once he wants to know, who rescued him, who saved. That same thing with, Ariel's character. They're kindred spirits, same desire, same plan. But the song, it was cool, but it was not giving what I needed it to give for me to want to go back and listen to it a second, third, and fifth time. Now the scuttlebutt, scattlebat, wat, Awkwafina, y'all could have kept that. Who asked for the scuttlebutt remix? Who asked scat whack sklack black? I ain't asked for that. Never want to hear it again. I do understand why it's there, and I think it had like a little hip hop flair. I was like, I have to keep reminding myself that this is for kids, and that is something that kids will maybe. But I was like, it's nothing that I care to hear ever again. Okay. But I love their chemistry. I thought it was so awesome. The whole, kiss the girl, not even the actual kiss the girl sequence, but the sequence where Ariel is trying to get him to recognize her name in the constellation situation. Adorable. It was so freaking. I was like, oh, not me being sappy in the audience. Not me doing this. Like, what am I doing? It was so cute. It was so cute. And I wanted so much more of them. It actually made me resent the length of the movie and how much time we actually spent in the water, kind of low key, not doing too much of nothing. I was like, I would have loved to have more time with them, because they did really great here. And I loved the Eric. I thought he was good. The song, I'll listen to it one day. One of these days. Now let's get into our side characters. Child, let's get into Melissa McCarthy. When I tell you, I don't like nothing with Melissa. I have nothing against this woman. I'm sure she's funny to some. She is just not my brand of comedy, and I feel like they typecast her a whole lot to play the same kind of person. This is the best. This is the best she has ever done. I was so surprised when they said that it was going to be Melissa to play Ursula. I was like, oh, really? I mean, all right. I just didn't see it. She did so good. Is she touching the OG animated Ursula? No. No. But what I did love about this movie is everybody from Ariel to Eric to Ursula, they found something to revamp to make these characters their own, to where, they weren't a poor imitation of Ariel or Ursula. I did miss, like, that va va voom, that sex appeal, that look at this body yaddy yaddy from Ursula. There were a lot of times in this movie where they opted to be politically correct, with the songs, removing certain things, from those poor unfortunate souls and, stuff like that. And I was like, we didn't even have to do all that. But Melissa did a good job. When I tell you, I was shocked. I was so shocked at how much I did not mind her as Ursula. I wish her makeup was a little different. And there were times where, I guess because we were trying to be politically correct, I wanted to see the body yaddy yaddy. Like, she's covered. She's a reserved Ursula. I wanted to see, boom, boom, boom. But we didn't get that. And it's okay. that doesn't undercut her performance. Melissa did an excellent job, and I was so freaking surprised. I wasn't expecting nothing. Nothing from her. She did great. Then we get into, like, what was, like, not so great, if we want to call it that. We get into our other side characters. When we get more into our side characters, we get into the things that I didn't like as much. The rendition of Poor Unfortunate Souls, it was cool. Will I stick with the OG? Of course. But Melissa still did a great job when she hit that pathetic. I was outside. I was outside for the pathetic and the Poor Unfortunate Souls. I did wish that she had a little bit more of that charisma that Ursula had. Like, Melissa's Ursula, the agenda was outside right away. You could kind of see why Ariel would be tricked and taken in to be deceived, for her to want to give her soul in exchange for her voice and all that good stuff and her sea legs in the first place. But here the agenda was pushed and it was real. I miss, just that thing that Ursula has. It's like this certain, charisma that she has that I just didn't get from Melissa, but it doesn't mean that Melissa didn't do a good job. Let me go down and read some of these comments, y'all. Thank you so much to everybody who is here. Please, not me having a super chat. Thank you. Mike has bad knees. That is funny. Looking lovely as always. How Awkwafina keeps getting jobs is the world's biggest mystery. Oh, here's a little something back for that movie ticket. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, Lord, see, yes, watching this remake gave me all of the Brandy Cinderella vibes. My heart was so full. Brandy was really absolutely ahead of her time. She deserves so many freaking flowers that I don't feel like she gets. Let's see. Imagine if Brandy had played Ariel. Let's see. I haven't forgot about it. Whitney wanted the movie to have diversity. Absolutely. Yeah, I'm talking about the generation that is, like, I guess, coming up after us, since apparently, we getting up there. It's like, what's Cinderella? Like, this Cinderella? Like, the kids ain't watching it. I need you to go watch it. Oh my goodness. Oh man, Brandy Cinderella was good, but the way she was speaking in the breathy all right, we look, okay. It just made me think of, like, the speaking in the, she was fresh, okay? She was fresh. We still love it. No, none of these. I'm never gonna say that, any of these movies should, they're not perfect, but hey, Ariel's tale was just incredible. That's actually one of my critiques. Like, let's keep going. Let's keep going. Once again, Mike has bad knees. Thank you so much for that $10. I really appreciate it. But yeah, just that greed, that desire that she has. What they did was replace a lot of Ursula's, gravitas and boom boom, and they replaced it with trying to give her some appeal. I don't know why they're trying to give all of our villains a backstory to give them a reason why, oh, this is why they're so evil, and why they have this desire and this need to take and be evil is because they were once this. King Triton and Ursula here in the movie are brother and sister. Did it add anything? No. It did not push any of the story along or change anything really one bit. The only reason they put that there was to give Ursula a reason to want poor unfortunate souls and for her to be, cast out and be, a sea witch. We didn't need that. That didn't really do much of anything to me. And I would have taken boom, 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 bam, bam over her desire to be the way that she is, in spite of King Triton getting all of the attention and I'm trying to corrupt and get I could have left that. I really could have left that. But outside of that, Melissa did a good job and I I was I was surprised. I was really surprised. Speaking of Ursula, like I forgot this young lady's name here, but when Ursula, sneaky Ursula does her little transition to deceive Eric, she did a great job. I wanted a little bit more of her. I was like, oh, okay, come through with the evil moo hoo ha ha laugh. I loved it. I felt like she did a great job. I love the instead of I think it was Scuttle taking the necklace off of Ursula and revealing who she truly was in the animation. But here we got a little meow meow. We got a little cat fight. I was here for that. I was here for Ariel laying hands for her man. But getting into more of the things that I did not like. King Triton was one of those. King Triton for me, I wasn't. See, look at that. Boom, boom, boom. Look at that. I was not here for King Triton. We needed King Triton and Ariel to hug or do something within the movie prior to the end. The approach that the actor had to the role, he was very hardened, like really mean, and there was no in between at all. Like, I was like, is she your daughter or is Ariel just some random broad in the kingdom just obeying your rules? In the animation, even though I think we got more King Triton here than we get, or equal parts in the animation, but there is this softness to King Triton that was just not here for us to know that. Let me blow him up. Even though he may be, really hard on her, he wants the best for her. It's not just about the kingdom and just obeying the rules. He wants to protect his daughter and avoid what happened to that wife, Ariel's mom. Because, it's a whole lot of moms in this movie. King Triton was under the sea getting down, hitting pros in different area codes and had multiple baby mamas. But that softness that King Triton has, that, that appeal to where, despite anything he says or how Ariel feels, he wants the best for her. He's trying to protect her and he loves her. The chemistry between the two, like that chemistry I love between Prince Eric and King Triton, it was non-existent between them. I was like, he dry. It was very stoic and stern and mean. And I know what he was trying to do, but us, getting into live action doesn't mean that we are just mean and we don't leave any room for King Triton's other traits. Like it was just, I was like, where? And I waited the entire film to feel something between them that made it feel like a father-daughter relationship. It wasn't there. Like, look at this. Look at this. Look at this embrace. You knew Ariel loved her dad. Like, there was just this unspoken disdain between the two. Even when we have King Triton pretty much give his life for her in exchange, to save her from Ursula. When they say, it's kind of like, thank you for your sacrifice. I was like, oh, this is very stiff. But yeah, this King Triton, with the flower and this, I don't think the live animation King Triton smiled once in the movie. I think he smiled at the end. It was so dry. I did not like his approach to the character at all, and I'll opt for this one. Well, where was the smile? I will absolutely opt for this one. I did like the look of him. It was a lot of the times where we're gonna get into the CGI child because y'all tried it. I did like his look, but his approach to the character and what they did with King Triton and the relationship, it just wasn't there for me. Let me see what you guys are saying about the Kang. Because it was not there for me. Let's see. Hello, does this contains many spoilers. Please leave. I don't want to spoil anything for anybody. I'm doing this delayed review because I was hoping that by now anybody here had seen the film. If you have not seen the film, please do not allow me or anybody in the comments to spoil it for you. Let's see. Right, I was ready for her to put a flower in his hair and get him some bubbly. Like they took out the best parts. Well, I'm not gonna say the best parts of King Triton because he is stern. He is the king. He does want you to abide by his rules and whatnot. But there was also this loving side to him that was just non-existent in the movie. Let's see. How would you feel if your wife slept around? What? Oh man. Let's see. Why didn't Triton turn into a worm? Yeah, there were no worms in the movie. Like, those poor unfortunate souls. There were no worms. there were no worms. I think when Ariel is being lured by the eels to Ursula and those vines or whatever it is, grab her in their grips. They opt for actual skulls because we were going for photorealism here, so there weren't any little squiggly worms. We had skeletons and we had other things in place of that. Let's see. At one point, the king felt like the villain to me. Yeah, very much so the villain. Like I was surprised to see that he was giving a little bit more. Maybe they pushed so hard for that, so we would really sink into Ariel's desire to follow the likes of Ursula. But I think they pushed it a little too far. A little too far. David Diggs did a good job as Sebastian. The original voiceover actor Samuel E. Wright will always be Sebastian. God rest his soul. Absolutely. We're going to get into David and Sebastian. Let's see. Apparently, there's no therapist underwater because all his family drama. Lord. Let's see. King Triton was actually good in the animation. The live action was a punk. Oh my God, you are literally reading my mind. Thank you. I'm here to do it. Why the villain gotta be fat? Kind of fat phobic, no shade. With today's climate, I was surprised that they didn't try to slim. Actually, with Melissa, she has slimmed down a whole lot as far as her weight. But what would a slim, thick Ursula look like? I don't even think I would want to see that. Like, I just don't see it. I don't see it. Agreed, King Triton sucked. All right, B. Stop making villains anti-heroes. Also, King, Ursula, and Triton had always been siblings. He was a punk and she was Mama's favorite. Have they always been siblings? I didn't think that they were siblings in the animation, but if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I didn't think they were. Impossible playing in her head, playing in my head right now. Impossible. Let me not, because I'll start singing. Apparently, Haley is ahead of her time too, feeling like it'll never fully be our time. Man, you would think now that so much time has went by, people would have a better reaction to something like this. But it's so sad that it's the exact same. I don't know if Cinderella faced a whole lot of backlash at the time, but it's really ridiculous people's reaction to this film. I honestly don't know who could have pulled the Ursula role off. It's a difficult character. I know everybody was really banking on Queen Latifah because I think it was the Broadway play or one of those plays where she did a great job as Ursula, or people were really gunning for Ursula to be somebody's Black woman. I know Lizzo spoke on her desire to also be Ursula. If you ever seen Bad Girls Club when she's like, "Why your dress got a collar?" LMAO, that's all I could think of. I have never seen that. Yes, hit the like button. Please do that. Let's see. I want her to be a bit sexier. Yeah, you already know Ursula was coming through with the hips, and it was that kind of that lore, that essence that was also a part of her personality, not just her being deceptive, but she had a little, we love that, but we're being correct here. Same for me on that pathetic. Yes. Oh, yes, almost 100 people. Thank you so much to the 104 people that are here in this live. Let's continue on with the things that I didn't desire all that much. Getting into King Triton and his multiple baby mothers. Um, we took out the time to give Ariel's sisters, King Triton's daughters, so much. Oh, child, not them here. Sebastian and Flounder. Sebastian and Flounder. Let me say this. I wasn't a fan of the live action photorealism in this movie I wasn't. Did it look terrible? No. But for what we could convey in the animation with let's use Under the Sea, for example. Under the Sea is a freaking bop. It's a bop, and outside of Part of Your World, it's the most memorable thing about the movie, and Sebastian and just his energy overall while singing a song. I did not get those vibes here for Under the Sea. When we go for photorealism and we have everybody be live talking animals, I think it would have worked better if I was like, why is Sebastian and Flounder the only two sea creatures talking? Don't nobody else? Why, everybody, everything else under the sea was giving realism, and, just a dolphin was a dolphin. Seashell, like, but except for Scuttlebutt, Clack, Black, Black, and these two, none of the other animals were speaking. That was so off-putting to me. Now, I know only a certain amount of money can go to whatever, and maybe we didn't have, but for how long this movie ran, there was so much more that we could have done. With this movie, and especially I enjoy the above the water time much more than this. But getting into Sebastian, David Diggs, I know a lot of people were focused on his accent. That wasn't the main thing I was focused on. I was focused on the writing of Sebastian as a whole. Regardless of Sebastian and his ties to King Triton and him, being attached to Ariel, even though, me got better things to do, me more qualified, all those good things. You could tell that deep down, Sebastian really cared about Ariel. He really, loved her. There was this, unspoken like bond and chemistry between the two in the animation. And there was this liveliness to Sebastian. Here, Sebastian just felt like, you know what, girl, I got somewhere to be. If you don't get your I didn't feel the connection, all that much. And the same thing can be said for Flounder. And it's like really small details, like when Flounder, when they're not the shark situation. When after the shark situation, and we see, of course, Flounder is cowardly, he's scared, all those good things. But when we're getting into the thingamabobs and the gauntlet and that desire of finding those things, Flounder is a big part of that. He loved finding things just as much as Ariel. Even when we get into the statue of Prince Eric animation, how Flounder got it all the way there, we don't know. But here, we don't have Flounder really connect to Ariel and her gauntlet of wonders like he does in the animation. And those small details really make a difference. Or even when we have the eels luring Ariel in, we have Sebastian go out of his way to, stop Ariel, and he's, wagging the finger, pulling on the eels, even getting to the point where when they are trying to intervene, the eels, wrap themselves around Sebastian and Flounder for them to not interject. But here we just kind of have them cowardly, like, no, Ariel, don't go in there. Come back. Like, oh, it was, those small details really do make a difference. And I felt like we gave a lot more attention to Scuttle, Bat, Clack, 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 Clack than we did in the original animation. Scuttle and Awkwafina, I don't have a problem with Awkwafina's performance so much because, she has a voice. Let's just say that. Awkwafina has a voice. She had a lot of screen time. She had a lot of screen time, and She spoke a whole lot more here, and I felt like it wasn't, we didn't need that much of Scuttle. I felt like it was a lot. I could have used a little bit more Flounder. I needed Flounder and Ariel to be like this, because they're like this in the animation. When I think of Ariel, I instantly think of Flounder next to her. I can't say the same thing about this animation. And I just needed that care for, that mutual love that Flounder and Sebastian have for Ariel, despite her being, disobedient, going above whatever. It didn't really come across all that much to me in the movie. And I wanted a whole lot more of that, especially with so much time that we had underwater. Getting into all that time, how do we reduce the size of the sea? Getting into this being live action, I felt like the sea and being underwater would feel so much bigger. It felt really small. It felt really small. And I was like really surprised at the end. I don't know why. When we got, Ariel send off and all of these beautiful mermaids and all these the men, they all popped up in support of her. I was like, wow, we couldn't see any of this when we were underwater. We get so much open space and opportunity with Ariel and King Triton. Like, man, that's a little scary. Sebastian look a little scary in the face. I don't know. It's just something off. A lot of animation, especially when we're getting into animals, they just aren't meant to be live action. But I don't hate what they did, but there didn't need to be any type of shortcomings anywhere if we were going to make them the best. The one that looked the best as far as live action was actually Scuttle. Maybe that's why they gave Scuttle a little bit more time. But the way that, Flounder looked and the crab, it was just, I love Sebastian. Sebastian was flavor in Little Mermaid. Like, I just didn't get that. I wanted to get my freaking life with Under the Sea. Like, as soon as Under the Sea starts, like it's a whole vibe. Like, you love it. Here, it was just like, but it's not something that I would go back to listen to repeatedly, or just be. It's not really memorable to me. I will remember Sebastian like all my life. As I said, him as well as Ursula, those are the standouts for me. But the voice acting for Flounder, it was great. David, his singing, it wasn't my favorite. Him singing as Sebastian wasn't my favorite, but I didn't hate it. But I needed Under the Sea and Kiss the Girl. Bops. they are bops. But here, I was like, it made me desire wanting to go and listen to the original. Whereas Ariel and the way that Halle sing her songs in the newly introduced song, it made me want to go listen to her version. This just made me long for the OGs. Let me see what y'all saying in these comments. don't cuss me out. Oh, let's see. It's a shame Sebastian isn't a music conductor in this version. Right. We completely I did miss the concert aspect and the whole thing, but we have like a meeting of the sisters and the council situation with King Triton. We didn't get the concert here. I missed the concert. And I'm going to tell you why I missed the concert outside of Sebastian being the conductor. Let's see. The cartoon Sebastian looks more realistic. Look like a more realistic lobster instead of a crab. I used to get so confused as a kid. Let's see. Under the Sea where was the chorus or the octopus? Yeah, that's why I was like, the other animals not being able to verbalize anything, and their mouths not moving, or not, they were just animals in the sea. That interaction that Sebastian gets to have with all the animals, as well as Ariel. The scene, I didn't mind the scene. The scene was one of the more colorful moments of them being under the water, but it wasn't giving what I needed it to give. It wasn't. Let's see. Under the Sea always been my favorite Disney song. The animated crab was inspired by Mick Jagger. Was it? Where? Run up those likes. Thank you, honey. Yes, run up those likes, please. Melissa was incredible. Haley was good, and Xavier was lame. And ultimately boring film. Paul, you didn't like it at all? Oh man. Late to the chat, but love the movie. Hello, Training Tipsy. Never too late. Thank you for being here. Glenn Close would have killed Ursula. Oh, child. That would be good. But I don't know because I associate Glenn Close so much with Cruella. So I don't know. I don't know how that would have went. Yeah, Brandy faced backlash. It wasn't as well known because there was no social media, but I saw some stuff on it recently. It's sad. Oh, I'm not even surprised. Kathy Bates Kathy Bates would have done it up with some of that old school acting, child. It would have been everything. Was Queen's Ursula good in the ABC special? I thought it was. I thought Queen did a great job. I remember it. I haven't watched it in a while, but from what I can remember, it was good. Let's see. I want my Ursula to stay thick. Yes, we do. Did you notice they cut out the wedding too? Yes, I did. And how old was Ariel? Because they said she was a teenager. Then they say Eric was 21. Child, I noticed that. I did. I noticed that. But I believe that's it's kind of implied in the film, even though they don't say it. They're very clear that Ariel is a teenager in the animation, but he's older, but it's just like an unspoken thing. Like, yeah, we just gonna do this. We ain't think about that. We don't care. Melissa deserves an Oscar. I wouldn't go that far. Morgana. Live action Ursula just jetted them. Triton, Ursula were always siblings. I did not know that. Let's see. I want to see Ariel transform back into a human. The new Sebastian was good. Yeah, it didn't when Kiss the Girl stars and Sebastian goes percussion. Like when he hits that percussion and floating in the blue lagoon, you be getting your life. I didn't get it. The speaking parts and the acting, it was fine, but it just felt, like a tedious thing. Like with the animated Sebastian, it felt like it was so much on his plate, but he still wanted the best for everybody. But here it was just like, oh god, girl, I ain't got time for this. And I don't want my Sebastian to not be having time for my Ariel. We don't want that. I was excited to see what you had to say. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, Vanessa, the actress Vanessa, don't know her last name, but she did great. I wanted some more of her. Polly, mi amigo. Yes, Polly is in the house. Let's see, Ariel was supposed to be King Triton's favorite daughter in the original movie because she looks so much like her mother. What happened here with all different baby mothers and daughters of different races? Let's get into that. Live action Ursula just killed them. Also, they were also siblings. Oh, let's get into those sisters because, child. That's the only real thing that kind of caught me off guard when I saw any, promo for the movie was the designs for the sisters. I was like, oh, the sisters looking good. It's looking really beautiful. Then when we get to, the sister circle, should we call it, and Ariel's not there, we did all of this beauty here, made them so detailed, gave them all this individuality, to not give them any speaking roles. With all the time that we have in this movie, because it does run long, we could map out no time for us to know anything about these sisters. At least in the animation at the concert, they got a song. Here we they were so gorgeous. Like I wanted some more. I wanted some more interaction. I was like, oh, if they freak them like this to make them look this good, and to let us know that King Triton was getting around with every single ocean. King Triton was outside. I know that we are going to at least at some point hear from all of them. I don't care what it was or how quick it was. I wanted more of these sisters because they were one of the great designs in comparison to Sebastian and Flounder. Some of the things that I didn't like, I thought it was really cool. We couldn't get him no lines. I thought that was such a wasted opportunity with how much time we spent under the water. A lot of the stuff that we decided to take, because I did like that this wasn't a shot for shot all the way remake, and we did incorporate some new things. It would have been nice for us to take some of that time underwater to know or just see Ariel interact a little bit more with her sisters. Ariel seemed like such an outsider, and I don't know if that was, strategic. Of course, she's younger and she has a different desire than her sisters. They, follow everything King Triton says. Meanwhile, she's trying to make her way above land. But this was such a wasted visual. Like, look at these sisters. Well, let me see what y'all saying, because I know I wasn't the only one. Like, we got this scene here, and that was literally it. And King Triton being mean, child. He was so mean. So mean. But outside of that, I didn't like that. And then we get into scenes like this where I'm really liking what's going on. I love to see the sisters sitting. A lot of the CGI here in this movie did not work for me. Underwater, it was giving PlayStation 3. It was giving PlayStation. This is not giving Avatar any runs for its money, because it was a lot of stuff didn't work. A lot of the times it didn't feel like they were, of course we know they weren't actually underwater, but sell the fantasy. A lot of things here was just, it looked like Microsoft screensaver. I was like, I'm really not liking that visual. And then there were some aspects where we would get Halle and she would look great. Anytime Halle was on land, whether she was a mermaid or not, she looked great as Ariel. When we get into her underwater, sometimes her fin to head hair ratio was off, and it didn't. I just wanted it to look. I'm like, if we're gonna go for all this realism and put all this money into this film, why can't the CGI look good? It wasn't giving what it needed to give. And then at times we would have these really vibrant, beautiful scenes, and we would have all of this, open ocean, of course. Like I said, I wanted a few more people. The ocean did feel a little small. It would be bright and it would be vibrant. But there were so many scenes where it was so dark. It was so dark. I was like, why? This was a choice. I know what they were going for with the realism. Like, these scenes were okay. And then we would get scenes where, especially the scenes that we had with Ursula. And I know it's Ursula. She's supposed to be surrounded in darkness or whatever. Moo ha ha ha. But there were some scenes here where it was just like, why the hell is it so dark? We could have if we would have lit this scene a little bit more, I would have been, a little bit more into it and not taken out of the scene. But there were a lot of times where it was just absolutely too freaking dark for me in this movie, and I needed a teensy bit more light. I know we're going for realism and we're supposed to be underwater, but give your girl some light. But I prefer the scenes, even here, I prefer the scenes where we were on land versus underwater. When we get into the shipwreck, so dark. So freaking dark. I wanted a whole lot more light in this film, and I really wanted some better CGI. Once we got to the ending and we have, Ursula, she's taking out King Triton and whatnot, and they're, fighting her. I'm like, it's really dark. I would really love to see more of this and be into the scene. I couldn't be there with it because I was just so upset that it was so freaking dark. It was the lighting and the CGI in this movie underwater was an issue for me. Anytime that we weren't underwater and we were on land and we were with the townspeople and Ariel was walking through the market and, the saddle and whatnot with Prince Eric, very well lit. But soon as we got underwater at certain times, it was like, so it's real dark over there. Is that Ursula? Is that a fin or a tail? I don't know, but maybe that was just me. Maybe that was just me. Let's see. In the Little Mermaid's defense, Avatar had 7 years in VFX wise, but 13 years planning wise. Yeah, but with the movie that they put into these films, like I'm like, where it's going? But where do we spend it? Like Holly's hair, I'm like, get her dressed together. And then we get her out of the water. She had a whole pack of locks in. I was like, okay. I needed things to look a little better. Let's see, we can add some brightness, more brightness here. Yeah, like if it happens to come on and I catch it, I will definitely turn up the brightness on my TV. Dark like Belly. I have not seen the new movie yet. No matter what the critics say, I'm watching it. Yes, if you have just got here, Ellie, run it back. Like, well, you ain't seen it. I don't want to spoil it, but bump what those critics say. If you have any interest to go and see this film, please see it. I feel like you won't be disappointed. Watching this was absolutely not a waste of time for me. Microsoft screensaver. I'm screaming. Dad reminded me of the blue on my laptop screen. Yeah, you know when you used to have like, oh, I want to switch it to Under the Sea. It was very much so giving that, and I was disappointed with a lot of the effects. In the Disney prequel in animation series, we saw so much more of the sisters, and I love that. Yeah, we saw a whole lot more of the sisters in their different personalities, and I just thought that they looked so great in the concept of them all being from different regions of the sea and different mothers and whatnot. I was like, oh, this is cool. Like, oh, we're gonna get lines from one of them repeatedly twice. She gonna get 2 lines, and we ain't gonna hear from the rest of them. Cool. Wasted opportunity. We been had black mermaids and black folklore. Absolutely. So true. Y'all really, it did, because y'all know it's true. Was the black sister inspired by? I don't know. I don't know. I would, if she is, that would be awesome. But the I don't, I don't want to be biased. The Black Mermaid was giving. I wanted to hear sis say something. I wanted to hear her say something, but we did not give her any lines. They did, one Zamunda bow like Zamunda. They did one whatever you like to King Triton, and we didn't get anything else. I needed some more. Let's see. Since all of the sisters were different ethnicities, I feel like they should have made Triton a male flirt with other mermaids. They could have used, so many things to give Triton some type of softened appeal, something likable instead of, I was like, oh my God. Do you care? It didn't even feel, it felt like we had two villains in the film. So when he does make that sacrifice for Ariel, or when he goes, find my daughter, I'm like, do you really care where she went? Do you really care where she went? Because I don't feel that watching this. Let's see. They only let them speak when shading Ariel and when trying to find Ariel. Yeah. And then I think it was the same one, speaking repeatedly, but just to, even if in that little circle we had them introduce themselves instead of having, King Triton do it or say something about their region or what was going on, something. We had enough time to do it. This movie had no reason to be 2+ hours long. They could have definitely shaved off about 20 minutes and we would have still been all right. But if we have all of that time, let's not waste it. A lot of time on the ship and, the whole thing with Eric, we could have chopped that down. Ariel and then, her Thingamabob's quest, we could have, chopped that down a little bit. But, I'm not completely mad at what we got. Ariel's mom slept around for sure. Thank you. I was like, where the sisters at? That cat fight was iconic. Yes, I thought it was cute and really current. Like, what we need Scuttle for? Go over there and scuttle, bat. Go over there and do that. I'm gonna snatch this necklace off myself. And see, that's a pattern with all Disney princesses. Film, the girls are range from ages 14 to 17, and the princes are older. Child, problematic. Just like everybody not having no mother. Like, where's the mother? Where is the mother? Same thing with Prince Eric. It would have been totally easy for us to still have Grimsby and still like, oh, our dad is off. He's at sea. Like, no, he was dead. Like, he just had to be dead. That's like a cardinal rule of Disney films. If you're in there, you can only have one parent. Oh, man. When it comes to princesses, prince, age galore. Yeah, child. Ariel's character wasn't fleshed out enough. Okay. Twice. Age gap much. Let's see. I love the first 20 minutes, but the rest, I fell asleep twice. If you only made it through the first 20 minutes, you missed the best part. I felt like them being on land was the best freaking part, personally. But y'all, I am about to wrap it up. I think I covered and said everything that I wanted to say on the film. Like, let me just add Halle to the stream again, just so we can look at her. Just so we can look at her and bask in this moment, in this film. Above all else, I feel like she did an incredible job, and I was pleasantly surprised. Paulie fell asleep during the movie. I could see it. He was in there rubbing his mustache, and then he went, he was out. Oh, let's see. So the music wasn't serving in this movie. All of the songs that Part of Your World, her new song that she gets in the movie, was serving. Prince Eric's was okay, but it's not something I would go back and listen to again. The ones that I needed to serve the most, Under the Sea and Floating in a Blue Lagoon, Kiss the Girl, it wasn't giving me what I needed to give. I will stick to the OG versions, but they weren't terrible. The Scuttleback, Clack Clack Clack, they could have left that song on the ground. Personally. Let's see. It's like when you go to a concert, you want them to sing the hits just like the radio version. Oh man, relationship with Ariel, why he cares so much for her and not the other sisters. Yeah, like in the live action, you would think that it's totally the other way around, and she's just the problematic outside, sister with locks. Like, oh, she's getting on my nerves. It didn't feel like King Triton's baby girl that he's trying to protect. It felt like some rando being disobedient within the kingdom walls, and he needed to put the smack down. Like, it was not appealing to me at all. John Leguizamo would have been a better Scuttle. Flounder needed a little bit more meat on his bones. And again, a real Jamaican should have voiced Sebastian. He should have gotten a few new songs of his own. Child, I would have lived. That was my main critique when they said it's going to be announced. I was like, I don't care. All I know is Sebastian better be Jamaican. I didn't think that we were going to dig up David Diggs and have him do I think he said it was like a Caribbean Trinidadian situation. It just, someone needs to glue that girl's fins down to the floor. Like, I was like, all right. He didn't, completely sell me, but it wasn't terrible. Sebastian looked like Mr. Krabs. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. And see, it's a shame. Yeah, it was. I really, wanted percussion. Like, you get your life when Kiss the Girl starts, and it's a vibe. I love Kiss the Girl. My favorites, Kiss the Girl and Part of Your World. No, it was not there. If I didn't hear the versions in this movie here ever again, I wouldn't be unsatisfied. But yeah, you guys have any closing remarks for the movie? Say it now. Say it now. I appreciate everybody so much for being here and us getting 104 people up in here. A beautiful thing. Love that Ariel took her life into her hands by jumping Vanessa. I love that Ariel has just a personality here. Like, so many of just the princess, just Disney, like, they really don't have any individuality or just memorable traits. Like, we knew that Ariel wanted to go and, walk with the real people, and she liked her thingamabobs. Here, they stretched that so far, and it was just, more about freedom, rebellion, independence, and those, common things that she had with Prince Eric, for her to not just see him and think he's handsome and go, but daddy, I love him. I had to save him. Like, no, I love him and I had to save him because of what I see in him. I'm seeing myself. All humans can be bad. Things were plausible and fleshed out. That's why, I don't know, I saw the comment that said that Ariel wasn't fleshed out here. If she wasn't fleshed out here, child, she sure wasn't fleshed out in that animation. I just realized King Triton was a Nick Cannon of the sea. I'm a gigolo, always on the go. Yeah, he was outside. He was outside making beautiful daughters who don't speak. Like, oh, it's terrible. A wasted opportunity. Halle was singing. She absolutely was. Do people have a problem that Brandy plays Cinderella? Oh, you late. Let me find out you late. We I covered that a little bit in the beginning. This is very much one of those situations, but from a comment way back when, there was a problem, and it's really unfortunate because she did a great job, and she did a great job here. Great job. Let's see, where was the chef? There was no chef. That's what I'm saying. We gave more time to like Scuttle and I guess incorporating more of the islanders and people at the market to make something like the chef obsolete. But I was like, in this time span, we could have had 3 seconds to have a chef try to catch Sebastian for 2 seconds to put him in a pot. It was not going to kill anybody. But some decisions were made and some, some weren't. They could have sung a James Brown song for excitement's sake. The sisters are in reference to the seven seas. Yes, I got that. The Black Sea helps explain the other Black mermaids. Great review as usual. Thank you. I did. I got that reference right away, which is why I was really longing for them to say something. Damn. Let's see. I loved Ariel helping the dog Max into the boat too. Yeah, a lot of people are not liking the politically correct type of thing. They're giving Ariel a little bit more independence with her character and her not just being some lovesick, smitten teenager, or the fact that I don't know. I wasn't paying too much attention to the ending. I was paying attention, but we do have Ariel say, King tried the whole thing with herself, impelled the boat into Ursula, and of course, in the animation, it is Eric. It was a little weird seeing Ariel, hop on the boat with her fin and I guess steer the boat when she had never steered anything in her life. But so the agenda is real sometimes. At this point, a lot of things I have grown to just expect with these films, but it's not anything that ruined it for me. If anything, I was mad we didn't get Ursula's boom, 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 and her hips swaying. Like, I was waiting on that, a little shimmy, shimmy. Poor unfortunate souls. Or, the line where she says, one of them a woman wanted to be skinny. This one wanted to be, they took those things out. Whatever, we got to be all correct because we don't want to offend anybody. All right. All right. Oh, Lord. See, Ariel wanted to be human and got Eric as a bonus, right? It was nice. Even when King Triton, decides to, I can, let go of the grips. She has this strong desire to be human. Let me go and, make her a human. It was just so underwhelming because they had no connection. I'm like, do you love her? Try a little tenderness. Like, I was about to go donkey up in here. Do something. The send-off, the best thing about the send-off when she finally, before I leave the send-off, hold on, let me remove my girl. While we couldn't get our princess moment, I love the costuming choice, like the costuming here, the color palette, it was great. I love the lax look of everybody, but I just knew at some point, especially the ending, we were going to get our princess moment with Halle. I just knew we were going to see her in a gown with a little drab pink dress. What was that? What was that? Like, are they not getting married? Like, I just really wanted a beauty. Not that she wasn't beautiful in the movie. She was beautiful here, just period. She looked great, especially when she was a mermaid. But just the send-off, I would have really appreciated a princess gown. Like, oh, I would have appreciated one of those moments. I wanted those moments instead of them, barefoot on the beach, getting into their little rowboat like they had did already several times. I wanted like a transform, like, wow, this is great. But what we got, it was okay. But I would have like went up if we would have got a princess beautified crown. It would have gave, but we didn't get that, and it's okay. I'm just saying personally. But when Triton sent her off, and the best thing about that scene was Halle as Ariel squeezing out that tear. Because if it wasn't for that, King Triton was just like, well, I low-key have like 7 other daughters. You can really just go on and go. You're not listening. Just, we'll always be here for you. I was like, all these people coming up. Where were these people underwater? Why we couldn't really, build a city type of thing down there? Because there's so much back and forth within the film with the above world, and down here is where it's greater. And where were the people? It's cool. It's okay. It is absolutely okay. But yeah, I wanted a moment. Is Triton's life force connection with his Trident? I guess so. It had him come back, so we're gonna assume that it was. Hey, look, hello! Thank you so much for being here. I'm about to get off, but thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you. I love your comments. You always give me good positivity and light. Maki Dada, because I love it. I be needing it. Hey, Fred. Hey! not y'all my lovely people trying to come in and I'm about to get off of here. Man. But yeah, I enjoyed you guys. I enjoyed you guys so much. I hope I covered everything. You know, it's hard to kind of take in so much when you be trying to like but I think I covered everything that I wanted to. Should you see the film? Absolutely. You know, after I said everything about it. Should you go see the film? Absolutely. Somebody said Ariel on the back of that cart, like, you know what? I'm not putting you in here anymore. I didn't see that. Of course, like anytime I need everybody here, if you love and support my channel, just to keep your eyes on my community tab. Because right now, outside of my community tab and my Instagram, those are my only outlets to inform you guys and keep you guys posted on what's coming. Because if you are waiting on YouTube to send you a notification, that's not happening. That is absolutely not happening. They don't like my channel, y'all. Y'all know that. YouTube does not prefer Struggle Reviews TV, so they are not all that active in pushing me along or into anybody's algorithm. So anything that we do here is going to be self-contained. So if you guys want to know or have a heads up, not that you have to check, you know, I don't know how often you guys get on the platform, but if you do within the week and you have time, just please go look at my community tab or please follow me on my Instagram because I do really well there also of keeping you guys up to date on what I have coming up. But here, those poor unfortunate souls, they're not helping me with nothing. They're not helping me with nothing, but I'm trying my best not to let it have me, you know, have some defeated attitude because I love what I do here and I love talking to you guys. And we have some good reviews coming up and I want you guys to be there for them. Seriously. Let's see. They were already too high on budget. Couldn't afford better prints. Man, look at here. They could have got my girl a nice gown. Like I wanted to see, give her a little updo, get those dreads. I thought, you know, it's cool. It's cool. It's okay. Oh man. Hey, how you gonna say hey now? Hey, thank you for being here for the time that you were. If you are just arriving, please run the video back. Oh, y'all coming in saying, hey, I'm so late. I'm about to get off. I am about to get off. I have to work on my videos. I am working on Apocalypto and Lift. I need to get those ready, so I have to go. But if you are just getting here, please hit that like button and comment what you thought about this film or things that I say in this review. But I appreciate everybody so much for being here with me. And Lord, it's hard. Hey sis, I enjoy your commentary. First time for a live. Oh man, I got first timers here. Weird flex, but okay. I love that name. Thank you so much for being here. Run it back, y'all. Thank you, like for real, for everybody who was here because it's really hard for me to get engagement. You guys have no freaking idea. But once again, keep your eye on the community tab and please follow me on Instagram for all the updates on the channel and what is dropping when. But I will definitely see you guys soon in the week so we can talk about Apocalypto and Lift. And I'm gonna try to get out freaking Sam. I Am Sam. That one's giving me a hard time. But thank you guys so much for being here. I will definitely see you guys next time when I go live and we just talk. We just talk. But I'll see you guys later. Let me exit my little stuff out and say bye.